Hi, welcome to this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host. Just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona, and hopefully today with our picks and your picks, it's going to be another profitable day for you. Saturday, April 6th, NBA and college men's basketball Final Four. A couple games going on there. Only 4 games in the NBA to go along with the 2 college basketball games here. So we'll get this party started. Hopefully you checked out our baseball picks. Been on fire with baseball here lately. So make sure you do check out that episode as well, as we've got 3 games we're in on today pretty heavily. So make sure you follow those. But we'll get started with the college basketball Final Four. 3:09 out here in Phoenix, game out in Glendale. So we'll be out there later today. North Carolina State, Purdue is going to get us started. Purdue around 9.5 point favorite, total around 146. So America's big man, DJ Burns, going against the immovable object of 7'4" Zach Edey. How do we see this game here? So NC State has been on one of those magical type runs. They win the 5 games in the ACC. They win 4 games. They're on They're 9-0 over the last 3 weeks. And Purdue has looked as solid as they can get. I will give Purdue this. Out of every game so far in the tournament, last 4 minutes of the half and 4 minutes, critical times of the game, they have stepped up and made some unbelievable runs defensively, and then throwing the ball to Edey, let him do what he does, which is either score or pass it out to an open shooter. So the question is how are you going to beat that? Another thing is DJ Burns, a lot of times he's wide, he's big, but he's not 7'4", and he's not going to be able to, I don't think, to move Edey around in the paint a little bit. So maybe he's got to take shots that are a couple feet, 3 feet beyond where he wants to take them. Not only that, probably not really a reason to double him much as well. So question is what do we think is going to happen? Well, I think Horn's going to have the bigger game. I think the Purdue shooters struggle today. And therefore, I can't pass up these 9.5 points. They keep staring me in the face. I think NC State's got a great shot to win this game outright. As well, give me we got 9.5. I just can't turn down those kind of points. You're almost talking 10, which is 2 key numbers in basketball. Give me the points. We'll go NC State. If we go down, we're going down in flames here. But give us NC State plus 5.5 first half. Also, money line first half. NC State plus 9.5 for the game and money line for the game. So one more time, NC State plus 5.5 first half, money line first half. NC State plus 9.5 for the game and money line for the game. Next game up, Alabama, Yukon. Yukon's been absolutely dominant. There's no other way to say it, right? So they beat a good Illinois team with a run at the start of the second half. I've never seen anything like it before. It was like 30-0. I've watched basketball I'm almost 50, so like 40 years plus. I've never seen that. Like, they absolutely just trucked them. Now, here's one thing I will say. Alabama is more of the NBA type offense of either dunks, layups, or threes. But here's the key. We are going to bet all of our chips that Alabama at some point is going to have a run where they are hot from 3. That's the case. UConn can shoot the 3. They don't shoot the 3 like Alabama does. Now, they should get a lot more easy buckets, but 3s and 2s, it takes a lot more 2s to beat the 3s, right? So this is one of those games, again, it's just like, man, it's 11.5 points in a Final Four. Total at 160 and a half, depending on what book you're getting it at. This is one of those games, again, I can't get away from the points. Like, if this was 7.5, okay, we're all over UConn. But we were kind of waiting this thing out, thinking it might get to 12 and a half. but you're past two key numbers. I understand UConn's blown everybody out. They did last year too. But realistically, can we think there's not going to be one close game? We're going to sprinkle a little bit on Alabama money line just in case they really get hot, but from 3. But this is all, it happens in the NBA on a nightly basis. The worst, the team that's not as good gets hot from 3, and the game's over. Like, the other team can't recover from that streak. I just think maybe UConn recover and win, but then to also, win by 12 plus. I just can't. I just don't see it. We're riding both dogs today, so and we do like the over in this Alabama game. I have a feeling if Alabama puts up 80 points, this game's definitely going over. But if they put up 80 points, they got a shot to win this thing too. So let's roll with Alabama plus 6.5 first half, money line first half, and over 76.5 first half total points. And then we're also going to go Alabama plus 11.5 for the game, money line for the game, over 160.5 total points. So one more time, this Alabama-UConn matchup, Alabama plus 6.5 first half, money line first half, over 76.5 first half total points. Alabama plus 11.5 for the game, money line for the game, and over 160.5 total points for the game. Like I said, I just cannot get away from the points on those games. It's just like the NC State game. If it was like 5.5, 6 for Purdue, we're probably laying it with Purdue. I just think the lines are a little overinflated as Purdue and UConn have covered all the way throughout. Books may be trying to get a little bit of that money back because they expect the public to be on those two. But I just don't. Man, that's a ton of points. And if everybody gets cold from 3, which shooting in a stadium like, in a football stadium, the depth perception's a little bit off, so on and so forth. Could be, if it's low scoring on both sides, I think that definitely works to the Dogs' advantage as well. So on that one there. So we got 2 great Final Four games. There's 4 games in the NBA. And to be really honest, we're only on 3. We're possibly going to add the 4th game. But the NBA might as well just said, you know what, we'll move them all to Sunday because this slate is just something else. Now, I will tell you this: there's 4 games that start here, 12:40 East or 12:40 Phoenix time, 3:40 Eastern. Cavs go to the Lakers. Cavs need wins, Lakers needs wins, so both teams are actually interested in still winning the game as they need it for playoff seeding. Lakers 4.5 point favorite, 229.5 total. I don't like the side or the total here. I mean, it's below the key number of 5. I mean, if we had to lean one way, we'd take the Lakers on that one. Total-wise, I'll be really honest, we'd lean to the under a little bit in this one. I just don't think if the Cavs can score as much. So, but we're just taking player props in this particular game so far. LeBron over 23.5 points. LeBron 2+ 3-pointers made. LeBron 8+ rebounds. LeBron over 38.5 par. AD for 2+ blocks. It's pretty rare to get him at 2 blocks anymore. Normally he's at 3 blocks plus. Donovan Mitchell over 2.5 turnovers. The only way, that seems too easy almost, but he has been playing a little bit of limited minutes on that one as well. So we'll go over those bets one more time. LeBron over 23.5 points. LeBron 2+ threes, 8+ rebounds, over 38.5 par. AD 2+ blocks. And Donovan Mitchell over 2.5 turnovers. Next game up on the schedule, Nets, Pistons, 2 teams that are out of the playoffs. Nets 9-point home favorite against the Pistons, 215 total. Cade Cunningham's supposed to be back for the Pistons, so actually a reason to watch them. If you don't know Cade Cunningham is, he's worth spending some time on. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a ton around him, but Cade is a good player. He was the number 1 pick in the draft a few years back. He's a really solid point guard. The problem being the point guard, he still has this thing where he, wants to get everybody else involved first. A lot of these guys that can score and pass and, supposed to get the offense going, a lot of times if they realized if they took over early, that it makes it easier for the other guys to get shots because there's more and more attention placed on themselves rather than trying to get the other guy's shots initially. Just a thought. Cade does have some games, though, where he's putting up 12 to 15 points in the first quarter. The problem is he's had a hard time backing those up normally when he does. We almost want to normally see him with like a 4-point first quarter. We got an easier time covering the point total. Now, on the other side, the Nets, such a disappointment this year. They should have at least made the play-in. But Cam Thomas, who we don't like, but we're going to play heavily today because Ball Hog Central will continue to jack up shots, and the Pistons don't play that great a defense. But the Nets are a 9-point favorite. We like the Nets today. The Pistons have been in absolute struggle mode, and it looks like everybody's planning their vacation pretty early. So we're going to ride with the Nets minus 3.5 first quarter, minus 5 in the first half, minus 9 for the game. Cam Thomas, who we mentioned, over 26.5 points, 30-plus points, 3-plus threes, 4-plus threes, over 34.5 par. That's points, assists, rebounds combined for those who are new to the show. Cade Cunningham, 25-plus points, 30-plus points, 2-plus threes, 3-plus threes, over 36.5 par. And we'll also take Cunningham over 2.5 turnovers. Normally he's at 3.5 these days, so a little bit of a break there. Now, Cunningham could not play in this one. I think that Nets line gives you even more value. They're more than live at laying the 9, but if Cade doesn't play, expect that line to go to double digits really quick in that one. So one more time, Nets, Pistons. Nets minus 3.5 first quarter, minus 5 first half, minus 9 for the game. Cam Thomas over 26.5 points, 30-plus points, 3-plus threes, 4-plus threes, over 34.5 par. Cade Cunningham, 25-plus points, 30-plus points, 2-plus threes, 3-plus threes, over 36.5 par, and over 2.5 turnovers. Next game up, 76ers in Memphis, playing the Grizzlies, laying 12.5 on the road, 211 total. I mean, the Grizzlies are god-awful, right? But the 76ers haven't been that much better. Now, Embiid's been back for 2 games, but he's also game-time decision today. So don't know if he's going to play or not. Don't like the 12.5 number here. I've seen the 76ers lay more eggs than that for 12.5. Total-wise, it depends if Embiid's going to play, but if he plays, a shot of it going over, but you're going to have to, realistically, to get over 211, you're going to need the 76ers to score 115 of that, I think. As the Grizzlies struggle to get to 100 points. They just do not have scorers right now. Their lineup is decimated with injuries, so on and so forth. So we've only got 2 player props so far in this game. And Embiid, 10-plus points. I'm not 10-plus points. Everybody'd hop on that one, right? Embiid, 10-plus rebounds and 2-plus blocks. His point total was nearing 30. I could be limited minutes on that one. Tyrese Maxey, there wasn't a lot of player props, period, out for this game because the books are so confused on what Memphis is going to do like the rest of the country is to figure out what kind of lineup they're going to be able to actually produce. So just 2 player props, Embiid, 10-plus rebounds, 2-plus blocks. And the last game, this is another one we don't know who's going to play yet. Hawks going to Denver. Denver, 12-point home favorite. I'm telling you right now, the rest of the Western Conference is just it's like they're gifting the Nuggets the number 1 seed in this deal. Wolves get their, let's be honest, get their ass kicked by the Suns last night. They can't even put up 90 freaking points. That was an absolute embarrassment. The Suns don't play defense. How do you not put up 90 points? Naz Reid shot like shit. Anthony Edwards shot like shit. Rudy Gobert couldn't get a freaking rebound. How's Rudy Gobert? He's like 12 foot tall, get 6 rebounds. And people want to know why they want Wembanyama to win Defensive Player of the Year. I think that was an absolute crock by the T-Wolves. They got a chance to get the number 1 seed and get this thing through, and instead they just lay an absolute egg on the road. So, the Nuggets, once again, they're going to get gifted this number 1 overall seed the way it looks. The Thunder, with SGA and Jalen Williams being out, they are crippled. They cannot get any wins with those 2 guys. It's not Giddey played well. Chet Holmgren played well in that game, but they just didn't have enough against the Celtics, even though the Celtics were sitting guys. Or not the Pacers. and they lost to the Celtics in the game before. So they're gifting it to them. The T-Wolves are gifting it to them. It was a 3-horse race for the 1 seed. I think Denver takes control of this. 12's a pretty sizable number. The Hawks have been pesky as of late. Just ask the Celtics on that one there. But we currently don't have any bets on this game, but make sure you check out the Google Sheets. At the end of every show, we'll go into that. At the end of every show that we do, there is a link in the comments section to our Google Sheets. It'll read docs.google.spreadsheet, bunch of other stuff behind it. Just click into that link. Once you get into the Google Sheets, there's going to be multiple tabs at the bottom. There'll be a couple seasons of baseball, a couple seasons of football, or 3 seasons of football now. There'll be a couple seasons of there'll be basketball in there. There's also a golf, like a miscellaneous non-mainstream sport of golf, UFC, Formula One type stuff in there as well. So those are all there. Make sure you check that out if you want to see the basketball bets that we just went through and see what we add to those later on throughout the day. Make sure you do check that out. Baseball's going on heavy right now, so if you want to flip over and look at the baseball bets, feel free to do so as well. It's a great reference point as we're a volume better, bet a ton of bets in a lot of different sports. So make sure you just check those out when you get some time. And as always, if you could subscribe and get notifications to our YouTube channel, makes life really simple to find us. Once you hit that subscribe button, we'll be in your subscriptions tab. And if you want to make life even easier, just turn those notifications on for YouTube, and you'll get a notification to your phone or device to let you know Sports Bets for Free has dropped a new episode of Bets. I do appreciate everybody's support as always, and look forward to seeing you on the next episode.